I think that Concord is ideal for Tannia and Dashins. Tannia does not like what we've seen. It does not like a lot of full hot sun, right? Concord has a nice little cloud cover that does very, very, very well. Do we have any Tannia farmers here? And for the other guys, why have we not started planting Tannia as yet? What's really going on? What we've seen in the government is Tannia has two challenges. The first one is it's somewhat difficult to get enough planting material for Tannia production, right? Because we're not trying to plant 30 Tannia trees. We're trying to establish a commercial Tannia field, right? So one of the greater challenges is the planting material. Usually we get the little Tannia suckers. I actually have a few. Usually what we have is a plant like this from the last harvest, and we will plant that, right? But if after every last harvest you're planting back the same plant that you used, it means now that you get one plant. So you harvest one plant, you get the calms below, the little Tannia fruits below, and then you plant one plant. So we're not making so much progress. And then now the Tannia would send up some little suckers. Every plant may send you about 5 suckers. You would use that, but still it's not enough to establish 1,000, 2,000 Tannia plants. So we really struggle for Tannia and Tannia planting material. So predial larceny is one big challenge for the Tannia industry. And the next challenge is we could never have enough Tannia plants, right? For what we've seen, these are the limiting factors of the Tannia industry in Grenada. But what if, I feel like you guys are making me talk and say everything. Like I said, I came here to listen to you. What if we could do a more innovative propagation method for Tannia, where we can get more Tannia plants? And if we get more Tannia plants, we could plant more Tannia, right? So normally that's one plant, right? But look how now I'm just chipping away and I'm getting so many little plantlets from the Tannia. These are some of the work that the government has been doing to avail more information for our farmers. So here now, you can plant this. Don't plant it out in the soil as yet, because it takes about 5 weeks until this is really a young plant, right? It takes a while to bust, right? So beneath one of our trees on the farm, beneath our mango tree, in some pen manure, in some pen manure, let me get some pen manure. We have. So beneath our mango tree on the farm, this is still very useful. Some pen manure mixed with soil. We plant not like this, because enough of the growing part is not touching the soil. We shouldn't plant like this, because when the plant germinates, it's going to struggle to come up, right? But if we plant it sideways enough, we don't have to cover it heavily. But if we plant sideways enough, and we're going to leave this here, Miss Phillip, so you have 4 plants now, and ensure that the soil is touching the plant.
And have enough, I left some plants that I was planning to do with the little eyes, wrong with sucker with all the little eyes that person.
Nice. Yeah, okay. You'll show us as soon as we get a chance. You'll bring it out. Lovely. Now you have 4 Tannia plants. Yes, I took them from the fridge. This is what you get. This is what you get by 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks. By 5 weeks, you have a Tannia plant that can start going out. The reason why I advise that you don't plant this immediately in the field, you could do it. It's not wrong. But because it takes a little while to come up, the weeds would give you some pressure. So by the time it starts coming up, it's already covered. It would not really make, you know, such a strong plant because of the weed pressure. And then now it costs the farmer to weed. So have the area cleared. And in your mind, you know, in 5 weeks, this is going out. Now the farmer has a lot more potential to develop for that Tannia production. Currently in Grenada, Tannia is $12 a pound, Shama?
No, man, I don't sell $5.
They come in and buy
Come with the market.
$5 a pound, and they go in and sell it for $12 a pound.
I sell $5. You know.
Okay. Well, highest. I'm not sure how we would decide to sell, but on our side over there and just in retail on the market, Tannia is $12 a pound. So it kind of shows you the potential.
Yeah. What is the right time to plant Tannia?
When you say the right time, what do you mean?
Moon. Plant by moon. Yes, plant by moon.
Farmers, can you tell me when have you seen is the best time to plant Tannia based on the moon?
Dark moon.
The dark moon?
Yeah, the day before new moon and new moon. Yeah.
So hold on. So it's the dark moon.
The reason for the dark moon
Uh-huh.
is that when it send out the Tannia itself, it could also, when it mature, it drop off and it still stay in the other good harvest again.
And pick up other Tannia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't continue.
So that's
Get for years.
Yeah.
And you don't
so that's the characteristic. That's the characteristic. Shama, tell us about the point that he just raised, that it will drop off and thing. Tell us about the marbly and the other white one.
Yeah, well, that one when body marbly, you will drop off. But John Swift, you make plants.
You make plants, yeah.
You understand? So you must harvest the John Swift at the time.
Yeah.
7 months.
So
Or you begin plants.
You can make-
Shoot.
Yeah.
just many
Marbly
young
plants
suckers.
now, you wait for years.
You will drop
You
off.
always drop off. No matter how you plant it.
The marbly is the purple one. What we've seen is the purple does better in the field than the John Swift. So when you're selecting your planting material,
It's like cutting you have two different kind of white one. You have
yes,
two different kind of white one.
yes. The smooth one and the rough one.
Yeah. But if the rough one get fine side like this side, it will almost yeah.
It will always what?
Almost they are the same. Smooth.
As the rough one.
But they grow a little more longer than the younger one. Younger one, you get a more, faster.
Which one bears more in the rough and the smooth? Which one bears more?
The smooth one bears more than the rough one.
Well, to me, I can't do it until both of them there.
Just the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like the marbly, the marbly top one.
Yeah.
Tannia like chalk kind of side.
So you plant the Tannia with map, pen manual. So what I would do, right? This is Mr. Levine. Mr. Levine is our technician. So Mr. Levine and myself work together for everything, always very, very closely. So he's also from the ministry. This is why he's here today. So I would always pull him into the conversation because he's our boy. He's our how I would fertilize Tannia. At 6 months, if it's the marbly, at 6 months I know for sure I'm giving it heavy potash, right? Because potash is for tuber bulking, right? At 3 months I know for sure it's getting a good DAP. That's the last time I'm gonna give it fertilizer for it to expand, right? At 6 weeks, at 4 weeks, 6 weeks, it's gonna be in your technical pack. we've printed out all of this information today, but it's just a bit late, but it's gonna come to you later. Right, at 4 to 6 weeks, for sure, I know that I'm giving it a DAP fertilizer, right? DAP is diammonium phosphate. It's ammonia and phosphorus. Why am I not giving it urea instead for it to grow well? Because DAP, what we've seen for most plants, lettuce, Tannia, some of the others, is that DAP works better than urea alone. Whenever you pair phosphorus with nitrogen, you get a very, very, very good growth instead of just the nitrogen. So normally we say for growth use nitrogen, but we've seen that DAP gives us better performance. Even in ginger, it's the exact same thing, right? Okay, so we discussed the type of plant that we would like to plant. We discussed the fertilizer. We discussed the propagation. And at planting, because it's tiny and it's going to spend a while in the ground, what I would do is I would mix my pen manure with a little bit of DAP or MAP. MAP is safer because MAP is less MAP is a bit less hot, or it has less nitrogen than the MAP. So MAP has less nitrogen than DAP. So MAP is a little better for initial starting.
So, excuse me, when you go to farm and you get nowhere to send to buy, and you have a specific ask them for DAP or whatever, and then they...
And the government has MAP and DAP for sale. We have quite a bit. 1 second. We have quite a bit. It's only $50 for 110 pounds. It's a giveaway basically. Yes? We have a question?
Yeah. I heard you mention the type of Tannia, the purple one and the white one.
Well,
is there another type of Tannia?
We have, I think there are 2 purples and there are 2 whites. There's the smooth white and the rough white. And we have the Marble as purple. And I can't remember now for sure, but I think there's another purple again.
Is there any yellow Tannia?
Do you have a yellow Tannia?
Yes. I searched all about it and eventually I got it from Buttergrove, because I knew it as a little boy growing up. My grandparents used to plant it and I asked all over and people tell me, look, I'm crazy, they don't know
about a yellow Tannia.
But a guy in Buttergrove gave me.
That he does yellow.
Yeah.
I think maybe I heard something.
Yeah.
I'll have to look again.
This
Yeah.
is the hardest in terms of texture. Extremely hard.
So it's harder than the Marble.
Something that easy when you cook.
What's the performance comparing with the Marble and the whites?
It's a little bit more difficult to produce.
Yeah.
I think if it's the soil I planted it, but I have it by my home, and I notice that it's struggle because where I am is extremely rocky.
I've tried.
You know what happens sometimes, especially in Grenada with these plants, is that natural selection at some point happens. The cocoa that are not performing very well, at some point you kind of see them start disappearing, because people would stop doing them somewhat. The cocoa that is doing a bit more, that is doing better, the 95s, the 65s, and them, you start seeing a lot more of them. So like sometimes some plants they start going out somewhat, because they may produce a bit less, or they might give a little more trouble to really come through.
Yeah. How difficult to plant Tannia?
Levine?
Not because one fucker break and put like oh, this planted there, not straight.
Planted sideways.
Yes. Not straight like that.
Yeah, that's how I plant my own sideways.
The best brick. It's not really.
You can plant this fruit above the soil too much. So what I realize,
one fuck.
mongoose and thing, when you plant it, it's above the soil.
When I growing up with my mom, and I realized my mom used to plant for Tannia on slope. Yeah, the slope, right? So you have the Tannia plant on the slope.
One fuck.
When you lean it, is it up the slope or down the slope? Lean it down the slope or up the slope?
Up better, because down there you can move.
So when it lean, it should be leaning up the slope.
They get more.
What about other the same thing?
Others would follow something closer to Dashin instead. Its behavior is closer to Dashin than Tannia. Tannia and Dashin, even if they're always in the same conversation, they're very, very different. Eh? Tannia plants and Dashin plants, so they're like night and day basically.